Hey guys, well, you know me, I'm a little bit out of touch and behind the times. I'm kind of the old guy who doesn't exactly know what's going on in the football manager world. As a result, when the new games come out, I tend to not play around with the beta or beta version, depending on which country you're from. I tend to not really want to play the early versions of the games. I want to wait until things are developed and I have, my favorite, the newest versions of my favorite add-ons come out and all of the good stuff from the community is out and settled before I really dive in and start my football manager adventures. I will tell you, though, that for those of you who like jumping in early on and who enjoy doing, a beta save where you take a really big team and see what you can do with them, there's a different mentality and a different approach. That's really a thing that I've seen a lot in this World Super League sort of temporary save I've had with Manchester United. So let's go take a look really quick and I'll sort of show you what's different. This starts off right here, of course, from the most important screen where we see our transfer debt. I have racked up a wonderful 655 million euros in transfer debt for this club. Sorry, I'm using euros, not pounds. Usually when I play with British teams, I'll use pounds, but because of the hexagon challenge, I want to keep this as euros. It makes it easier for me to know what's going on and to compare. So yeah, that's a little bit of transfer debt, wouldn't you think? Our overall finances look absolutely atrocious. We only have a balance of 8 million euros, which is horrible. Our financial status says, okay, we're going to actually be in debt soon. We did just sell a major player, which is why we have a transfer budget of 42 million. We could buy somebody else. I'm not certain that I want to, but I mean, it might be worth looking. We do have a couple of positions to look for, and it looks like the board will sort of allow us to do that. But yeah, I mean, we're going to end up losing quite a bit of money here, and this is not going to be a great save for people who want to learn about fiscal responsibility. But that's the point. If you know going into your save that you're going to do this save only for a couple of for like a season or two or maybe three, depending on how fast you play and how addicted you are, that for me that might take a couple months. For some people that might take maybe a week or two, depending on how crazy you are. If you know that you're going to do it temporarily, then there's absolutely no point in doing anything with young players. You might as well just sell everybody that you can and try to get the sort of team you want to play with. And that's exactly what I've done. You look into our transfers and the transfer history, wherever it is, transfer history is right here. There we go. I'm distracted by trying to figure out if we can get more money or not. When you look into our transfer history, you can sort of see what happens, right? We had a whole bunch of signings that were very, very big, like 136 million for Bauer, who hasn't been that good. Maradona, we actually paid cash for that one. The rest of these are all in installments. Levi Yashin, Figueroa, Monteglio, De Vici, Pele, Tresor, John Terry. And then some of these more recent ones we paid for not with any actual money. I think we did spend some money on Jong Woo-young. But for some of these, like John Terry, I think it was Jurgen Kroy, we actually did nothing but the transfer deal where you offer one installment payable at the end of the season. The reason why we did that is because we didn't have enough money in the budget to pay like part of the transfer fee. You might not be fully aware of this, but there is this sort of glitch that's still in Football Manager where you can offer, if you offer the top level of the player's range. So I'll show you here. Let's see. Let's go over to our scouting, go over to players and scouted players, and we'll just pick somebody, Thierry Henry, right? So the top level of his range, when we look at make an offer, is 50 million. So what we theoretically could do here, and we'll take a look and see if we could do it. I don't actually want to purchase him, but we could go over to installments, 12 monthly, one installment, and see if this game will actually allow me to go up to 50 million. Yeah, it will. Now let's see if they'll accept it. Yep, see? They will accept it right away. So we can pay 0 for him. 50 million is the amount that we'd pay, and then we just have to worry about his wage budget. Now, are we actually going to do this with Henry? No, because we have 1 million players who are playing at that position already. And so what I'll do here, I need to go back and find him again. We're going to go undo that offer. So we'll go ahead and cancel the offer. Sorry, we're not going to go for it the whole way. But that works. It works most of the time. And it still works in FM23, and it will likely work in FM24, right? Where you can get players basically bought onto your team and not pay for them until a year later. You have to be careful with this. I've done this in other saves before that I haven't put on video, and there's a problem which happens usually around season 3 when the money really starts coming due and you find your club in administration. Now, that might not happen here in World Super League because we have a whole bunch of competitions to play for. So if we end up winning, say, the Premier League, we get like a huge amount of money for doing so, right? We get, is it even going to tell me here? 174 million euro, right, which would help quite a bit. If we win the FA Cup, let's see, what do we get if we win this? We get money all around. We get 13 million for winning there, but then every single round we're getting another like 5 million, 8 million, whatever, right? That will help a lot, right? So we can get, I don't know, maybe 30 million from that. If we win the Champions League, which would be really nice, I don't know if we can. For winning it, we get 20 million. But then again, for each round, we're getting, round appearance fee, right? A lot of money comes in, right? And for the Super League Cup, if we win this, we can win how much money? It's about 10 million, and then there's other round appearance fees as well, right? So you can look at this and you can say, what was it like? If we're lucky enough, we win like, 170 million, and then 20, 20, 20, we can just say like that. It's a little bit more, I know. It says 60 plus 170 is 230 million, and now you can sort of see why it is possible that you could buy players completely on single installments and not have your club completely go bankrupt, right? Because it's possible you get money from that's then pushed forward. Same thing happens over here with the sponsorships, which is the other way that Football Manager will stop your big club from going bankrupt, right? These sponsorships, of course, come up soon, but it's possible that if we win a whole lot, that we get new sponsorships to go along with these, and then suddenly we get a whole bunch more money just coming in magically, right? There's other stuff that can come in as well, right? You sell a lot of shirts. So we have a bunch of players who are very well-known foreign players who have high reputation in the game. It is possible that we can get a lot of money from the sale of merchandise and stuff like that. You can see we have brought in 41 million euros already this season. We haven't even won anything yet, right? So basically, that's what's going on. That's how you can make this work. And theoretically, it can happen and it can work for a short-term save. But as you can see, long-term, we wouldn't want to have this strategy if we were going to stay here, say, for 5 or 6 years. The other end of the strategy, of course, is you totally get rid of your youth. And so we've put as many players as we possibly can either out on loan or we've sold them, right, if they're young players. A lot of the guys who are over here, including some of these guys who are on big wages, we have them on our team still because we can't sell them. They are on loan, and when they come back from loan, we will try to sell them right away because we're not going to play them. I'm not going to play Mason Greenwood for obvious reasons. We're not going to play Varane or Shaw or any of these other guys who have problems with injuries or problems with inconsistency or anything like that. There's no need for us to play them or to even consider playing them because we have better guys. Even Amad Diallo. Problems with inconsistency. Why should we play these guys when we can go out and get some of the best players of all time and the best players in the world, right? So anyway, there you go. That's sort of the approach I take. Remember, this is the approach you would take only for a short-term save. If you're doing something long-term that you're doing really seriously, that you want to really get into, do not take this approach. Do not buy players on installments unless you have to get to a certain reach, and then be very careful with it because you're going to hate yourself if you turn around one day and realize that you have to sell everybody because you're in administration. I've done that before. It's not fun. It looks like it's fun or like it's a good challenge until you actually do it. And then you're like, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. So there you go. That's what I would recommend doing for short-term saves. Talk to you later. Hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.